This is the Prince Media. I am your host, Prince God's Power Joseph. Like, share and subscribe. Please subscribe so that you get our video anytime it is out. Thank you for watching.
I'm Mrs. Adachuku Okafor. Okay, Happiness Mwapo. She's my help. I actually got to know her from her auntie. She's staying with me. I told her auntie that I actually wanted an 18 years old girl, 17, 18 years old girl, which she begged me I should stay with her for a while, while she brings in the 17 years old girl. So she's not like 3 weeks in my house. So on a Monday, so I think 22nd of January, I was going to the market. While I was driving from my house, my car was already giving me fuel signal. So I actually said, let me go to the police station first and fuel my car before I get to the market. So while driving my car got overheated and stopped by itself on the road. So the next thing to do was open my bonnet and allow the car to cool off before I pour water and proceed. So knowing that the fuel in my car was already low, and when my car stopped was a hilly road, the fuel in it will run back and it might not start after it cools down. So I decided to take a gallon and buy fuel myself and pour inside the car. So when I got a trackable distance, moved with my first son, like 7 years old. In no time I came in just to look inside my car and saw the girl on top of my child, my 6 years old son, naked without banging her, as like she was having sex with my son in the car. I shouted and people came out. She ran out with her pants on her hand. And ran as I couldn't hold. It was the security of the place, my car, Regina Wankwo Onicha, that caught her and handed her to me. Because of what she did, I had to wind up the glasses. So by the time they fixed my car and everything, it was already around 8 in the night. So I went to the house. I bought a cane downstairs in my front of my house and was flogging her. Before I started flogging her, remember I came in around 8:30 in the night. So I knew that I was meant to arrange food for my kids to eat because the next day was school. So I put food on fire. When I now called, I told her to lie down, remove her skirt. I was going to flog her on her bum because of what she did. So when she laid down, I started flogging her. While flogging her, my son now told me that she has been doing it. That whenever she's beating her, she'll be touching her penis. And also when she's applying cream on her body, that she'll be touching her penis. And that twice I went downstairs to charge my car, to power my phone in my car. That she would tell her to lie down on top of her and be banging and be doing her. My son explained, and she confirmed it too. And I was only flogging her with cane. Then she started running. At the point she got up and she started running, she was running away from the cane. So she ran towards the kitchen side. Remember, I had food on fire. She ran towards the kitchen to escape through the kitchen door. The door she went to escape through was locked. She trying to come back. My kitchen is a narrow kitchen, and the first thing in front of my kitchen is my gas. She mistakenly pushed the food on the gas. It fell on the floor. She entered the kitchen with her back. She entered because she was running away from King, and she mistakenly sat on the gas of food on fire. That was what happened to her. The blade got to her skin. The blade of the gas. She sat on the gas and fell. She was almost falling with the gas. I rushed the gas and held it. And she landed her face on the pot of food that fell on the floor. That was what happened.
If you don't shout out, you die in silence. So I'm so glad you shouted out. You shouted out, and when you shout, it's like a command to us. We in government, you shout out, we take it up, and we are assuring you, we will always take it up and we will never let you down ever again. You've been let down before, but not anymore. Because the president has already said the poor should breathe. So what he means is that Nigerians should be more respected, should be more taken care of, should be more treated with compassion. So this is the lady you asked for. You have brought her, we are assuring you that till we get justice for that girl, till we get justice for the nation, we will not let go. And I'm telling you now again to note that before she was brought, we've already gone to court with the police and all her bank accounts are blocked. She can't access her money and she won't access it until such a time, because that is what was giving her money she was using to keep this case down all this while before the bounty was announced.
The 10th of January, there was a report, in the social media, whereby it was alleged that a female lawyer abused a young girl and she's on the run. So just listen as I quickly read through this. It will be recalled that on February 5th, 2024, the internet was awoken by the news of a 10-year-old girl named Wittel. She's a minor, so we can't mention her name, who had burns all over her body. The girl was a maid to one barrister, Adachuku Helen Okafor of GRA 33 Onitsha, Anambra State, for 2 weeks. She's just been a maid for 2 weeks, just for 2 weeks in her house, a period during which the said barrister accused the minor of falling with the penis of a 6-year-old son while bathing him. On January 29, 2024, this suspect accused her of this and proceeded to tie her hands, tie her mouth, and also tie her hands and flogged her. She also inserted a hot knife into her private parts and poured ground pepper into it as well. She then placed a hot electric iron. She plugged an electric iron into the electric socket, allowed it to be hot, and used it on the maid's cheek and on her 2 buttocks. After causing the maid trauma, she now locked her up in her toilet from the afternoon of the incident till the evening of the following day without food. After which she now took the child the following day naked to her aunt that gave her to her as a maid. And it was at the point that she dropped the young girl with her aunt, without clothes, with the burns on the cheek, with the burns on the buttocks, and with blood and water oozing out of the private part. The aunt raised an alarm, and the alarm attracted passers-by who brought out their phones. We know what Nigerians do with their phones, and they started recording and videoing and taking pictures, and this went straight to the into the social space.
Mrs. Adachuku Okafor. Okay. Happiness Mwafo. She's my help. I actually got to know her from her auntie. She's staying with me. I told her auntie that I actually wanted an 18-years-old girl, 17, 18 years old girl, which she begged me I should stay with her for a while, while she brings in the 17-years-old girl. So she's not up. She's on like 3 weeks in my house. So on a Monday, so I think 22nd of January, I was going to the market. While I was driving from my house, my car was already giving me fuel signal. So I actually said, let me go to the police station first and fuel my car before I get to the market. So while driving my car got overheated and stopped by itself on the road. So the next thing to do was open my bonnet and allow the car to cool off before I pour water and proceed. So knowing that the fuel in my car was already low, and when my car stopped was a hilly road, the fuel in it would run back and it might not start after it cools down. So I decided to take a gallon and buy fuel myself and pour inside the car. So when I got a trackable distance, I went to move to my first son, like 7 years old. Before, in no time, I came in just to look inside my car and saw the girl on top of my child, my 6-year-old son, naked without banging her, as like she was having sex with my son in the car. I shouted and people came out. She ran out with her pants on her hand.